All right, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Welcome to the second council meeting in October. Councilman London, if you will get us started, sir.
First of all, again, thank you, Father, for preserving. Thank you, Father, for grace and mercy. As we go through this tonight, keep us mindful. This meeting is not about us. It's about the citizens around there, Father. But most importantly, Father, it's about you. We created all of us, Father, to be here to this day. Just give you all the praise.
Amen.
To move pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman London. Roll call, Councilman London.
Present.
Councilwoman Cuellar.
Here.
Councilman Box.
Here.
Councilman Sims.
Here.
And myself here as well. At this time, if someone could move the minutes from our regular city council meeting of October 2nd of 24.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes for October 2nd, 2024.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
No motions, no abstentions. Fair enough. At this time, if someone could go ahead and move the bills for pavement.
Council President Spivey, I have just one handout here. No attachments. And I want to thank Miss Allison for sending the responses to the previous. Go ahead and send that to you. And I do have a request to make. Also, I'm going to give you some handouts so you'll have a better understanding of why I'm making the request. Here you go, Councilman Box. When I look at the council expense approval report, and especially when we're looking at the Truist P-card charges, there really isn't a consistency in the description payable section. And I've actually gone in and took a sample of the page where it starts so that everyone can have an idea. If you look at the top page, starting with the first two, we have credit card 5116 and then the name of the P card holder, and then the next one 0657 and the name of the P card holder. And that really makes it easy when looking through it. And if you noticed, I've highlighted some items, and if you look on the next page, you see the highlighted parts. Those are the sample I took of page 7. That is, and if we could have it this way, you have some consistency. It makes it a lot easier when reviewing the expense approval report. And one of the items that I caught when you look at this is to see whether something is a data entry error or if that in fact is what it's meant to be allocated to. And so I highlighted that particular item. And when you have this format, it really helps you to spot things. And if you look at the back of the page, you'll see where I found the other item that's noted in the example that I've given you. So there are 3 items for the first P card, and then the other, there are several, but it's just an example to give you as to why it helps to have something that's uniform. It really helps, and then you can just pull that particular, if you have a question where it's not as detailed, you can just go in and pull that. It makes it a lot easier when going through invoices. So if we can have this format, it would really be helpful.
Do you have any feedback for Councilwoman Cuellar? Not at this time. Fair
Thank
enough.
you. Appreciate it.
All right, that being said, can we move on the current bills?
Yeah, Council President, I'd like to make a motion that we pay the current bills in the amount of $1,301,569.07. And of course, I'm sure our city clerk will address the questionable issues.
Fair enough.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No noes, no abstentions. Okay. All right, at this time, Mayor, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Council President. I would like to say good evening to everyone that is here today as we have an opportunity. Oh, it's the people in the audience. Are you all mad? You all didn't say anything. I guess I can say it one more time. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Again, it's good to be here and to have a chance to be able to deliberate and talk about the city business. I'm going to move through my report, and then I have a presentation for the city employees. I would like to congratulate them again for completing their courses at the Jefferson County Personnel Board. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is our wonderful fire department, and I know that they went to North Carolina to be able to deliver the goods that was collected from the citizens and throughout the city to be able to help the hurricane victims. And I just want to thank our fire chief for heading that up, and I'm going to allow him to talk about that in more detail when it's time for the department heads to be able to give their report. I know that we had a request to be able to send some police officers. Did we send anyone, Chief Wiggins, to that event? But it's good when people request for you to be able to send your people to be able to help others when they are in need. I'm a firm believer that we are our brother's keeper, because it may not be our time this time, but it may be our time the next time. Also, the Citizen Engagement Institute is going very well. We're moving into the third week. We will have fire, police, and just fire and police this week, which should be very interesting. I always call them, they're the sexy department in the city. I'm quite sure that the individuals are going to enjoy. We have 30 individuals. It's a very diverse group. They from all throughout the city. This is the first class that I don't even know a lot of people that are in the class. So we're really looking forward to them presenting on Thursday. We're in the midst of Trash Amnesty Day. We should be in District 2 this week. Put out the things that we have requested. They may not get picked up this week, but they will get around to them the following week. We still have Districts 3, 4, and 5. Also, we did not get a chance to be able to launch ClearGov on October the 7th. I will give you another date in 15 days. Also, on October the 26th, we'll have the grand opening for Tales by the Rails at Ellert Park. That's going to be Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We're looking for everybody to come out and to participate in this wonderful event. We'll have free treats for the pups and people, pet costume contest, first look at Irondale's beautiful new dog park. And I would have to say it myself that it really turned out to look very fabulous as we were out there the other day doing a walkthrough. Also, we are having Country Fest on November the 2nd. The first time that we've had a country festival here in the city of Irondale. We have some wonderful artists. We'll have Matt Steele, the frontman, Tierra Kennedy, who's on Beyonce's CD, and Deputy 5. We're also asking people to donate a canned good or a non-perishable item. Admission is free, but we're taking up food, and we would like to be able to distribute this food during the holidays. Also, we have another event that we are going to work on. This will be the first time that Emma has heard this, because I was just got this one yesterday. But they have it's called, I think it's called Sock October. It's an event that's given through Baptist, Princeton, and West End. And what they are doing, they are collecting socks for the homeless. And their goal is to be able to collect over 2,500 pairs of socks. And I've committed the city to about 1,000 of those socks. Now, I hadn't talked to anybody. I'm just believing and trusting God that once we start this campaign, we will be able to do it. But Emma will be working on that tomorrow, and she'll have information to be able to post to to be able to get everybody in the city involved. But I just thought that it was a wonderful event. I was at home yesterday and I was looking at Fox 6 and the spokesperson was on there and they were just saying that they were looking for some people to be able to join in to help them to be able to reach their goal of 2,500 pairs of socks. And I said, I know the city of Irondale could really fill in and to be able to help to be able to do that. So you should have news coming pretty soon about Socktober. That was the name of the event. That closes my verbal report. Now I'm going to ask everyone who graduated a couple of Fridays ago from the personnel board. I just wanted to thank them for taking the time out of their very busy schedule to go and to complete training at the personnel board. There was one person that exceeded everybody. He had so many plaques that he had to hold them like this in the picture. He actually had 4, and that was McLaughlin. Is that pronounced correctly? Yes, he had so many. I had to hold his while we were taking the picture. He was really an overachiever, but I just wanted to thank them for being able to do it. I want to thank the department heads for encouraging them to be able to do it. It takes a lot to go down to the personnel board, try to find a parking space, go through those classes, fit that into your regular schedule. And I just wanted to let you all know how much I appreciated you all for doing that. And I wanted to bring you to city council meeting just to show you how much I care and appreciate you all doing it because you didn't have to do it. Also, for those who want to know how much it cost, anybody want to share how much it cost for you all to go to those classes? It was absolutely free. So if you all would come down at this time, I'll let you introduce yourself and we'll take a picture.
You did, didn't you?
Then you all want to start on this end? Just tell them who you are and what department you work in.
Connie Wilson, Revenue Department.
Brooke Durant's Revenue. Leading People. She's the same, Leading People.
Sean McLaughlin, Fire Department, Leading People, Managing Process, Leadership. What's the blue? Leadership Development, Professional Development. Thank you. There's so many, Mayor. And Civil Service Leadership.
Greg Colby, Irondale Fire, managing process.
Josh McDaniel, Irondale Fire, Leading People.
Brian Anderton, Irondale Fire, Leading People, Managing Processes, Leadership Development.
Felicia Johnson, Accounting Department, Leading People.
I'm Tamiko Irby. I'm with the court. Please forgive my attire. I got off a little early. I'm ready to go to the gym, but I did managing process, and I'm with the court department.
David Vance, I have Irondale Fire Department, Leading People and Managing Processes.
David Brasher with Irondale Fire Department. I have Managing People, Professional Development, and one other I can't think of at the moment. What is it? Managing Process.
Hey, I'm Mark Meadows with the Police Department, and my certificate was Leading People.
Mike Tolliver with the Police Department, Leading People.
My name is Lieutenant Jason Hill with the Irondale Police Department, working for the best mayor in the nation, Mayor James Stewart. Was able to get the certificate in Leading People, the management process, and professional development. And here is Lee, City Clerk.
Lee Allison, City Clerk, On Deck Leadership.
And Dana Horsley, Municipal Court, and also did On Deck Leadership.
And next year, we plan on having even more people because I've committed to going through some of the classes as well. I know Lee and we're going to go through John Maxwell. And I shared with the staff and all of the leaders, if I can go through a class, you can go through a class. We're going to have the entire city in classes and getting free education. But if you're not learning, you're going backwards. And we want to make sure that we have people that know exactly what's going on, that they are keeping current with the times. And here go the individuals that have currently fulfilled that task. And I am very, very proud of them. When I was at the personnel board, when they called the city of Irondale, I mean, it was just like they were in there just cutting up when they called out the city of Irondale. But we let everybody know that we were in the building. And again, thank you all. Council President, that concludes my report for today.
Thank you, sir. We'll give a few moments for a few to file out. All right, we'll go ahead and get started again. Mayor, thank you for your report. We'll go ahead and slip into council member reports. Councilman London.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to everyone.
Good
Just
evening.
a couple of things. Mayor already talked about it. I want to thank the fire department and police department and all the citizens of Irondale for coming out and bringing water and everything. I think they had 3 trailer loads to go down to North Carolina. So I just want to say thank you to the citizen of Irondale for stepping up when other folks are in need. So congratulations. Thank you for that. And thank you for the officers, fire department for driving them over to Irondale. And then also, I want to shout out to our mayor. Thank him for having an open door policy for the council. That if we have anything that we have questions about, all we have to do is pick up the phone call. Even though he may not be in the office, he takes time to answer all of our questions. I just want to say thank you for having that open door policy with our council. I don't consider myself a doctor. I can't do surgery. I can't fly an airplane, but I do have enough intellect to know that if I need an answer, to know the person to call. So I just want to say thank you for for that opportunity. Thank you for opening the doors for not just me, but for the council and anybody else. Thank you for that. And just thank you for being a good guy, man. I've served under some mayors, so let's say thank you for being a good guy. Thank you. That's my report.
Yes, sir. Councilwoman McQuarrie.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I have 2 brief reports to make, and that is a quick reminder that the Church of the Highlands is hosting its annual Race to the Heights 5K this Saturday, October 19th. The race will commence at 8 a.m. in the morning, and several runners are going to be on Overton Road. So Overton Road is going to remain open. We're going to have a lot of runners that are going to be taking part in this wonderful event. So please be prepared to stop and plan your route accordingly. Give yourself some extra time. Secondly, for our District 3 community, Trash Amnesty Week begins Monday, October 21st, and it ends Thursday, October 24th. During this week, our Public Works Department will pick up any garbage items except hazardous materials. And they will also pick up small construction piles. So please leave your items, your yard trash, etc., on the curb beginning on Monday, and they will pick them up. If they don't get it done, the week. On the 24th, they will get back to it again. They're a wonderful group. And I just appreciate Mr. Pennington and his team with the Public Works Department for doing this. Now, finally, if you have any questions, concerns, please get in touch with our Public Works Department at 205-951-1420. This concludes my report.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Box?
Thank you, Council President. Well, the mayor hit a lot, John covered up, and then Cindy bounced in too. So basically, I'll just reiterate that I'm very proud of our employees that decided to go take on their additional, continuing education. We may not realize how much that becomes a benefit to us as citizens. And then one other thing, when those individuals are gone to training, the other individuals that are stepping up and covering extra shifts, whether it's public works here in the admin department or the police or fire, that's a very admirable thing too. That'll be all my report.
Fair enough. Councilman Sims?
Again, congratulations to the employees who went to all those courses and suffered through all that, because I know what it's like to go back and try to work and do school, and can't be easy. So congrats. Holiday Gardens Neighborhood Association on December 10th is having a holiday fellowship. We don't exactly know where yet, but that'll come out next month. Our District 5 Trash Amnesty is November 4th through the 7th, so a couple more weeks, but be getting prepared. And, lastly, I think it was Wednesday, I get to go to a walkthrough with the new library with the mayor and our librarian, assistant librarian, and it's amazing the progress. You can actually stand in there and see rooms and kind of get an idea of where stuff's going to be. It's going to be amazing. You're flying through. I know there's more than half a year of construction left, but I think it'll be weathered in by the end of the month, I think he said, and then we'll get to have fancy inside getting built. But it's amazing the progress they've made. It's going to be an amazing library. So looking forward to that next summer, fall timeframe. That's all I have.
Fair enough. And thank y'all all for coming out again. Trash Amnesty District 2 currently in place as we speak. So if you haven't gotten it to the curb, please do so. I am relieved to know that if it's not picked up, it will be at a later date. So thank you for throwing that in there. I picked up on that real quick because I am one of the slackers that I'm referring to that has not put their stuff on the curb yet. So I appreciate the grace there. Had a nice meeting with a few residents down in 5th Terrace South about a rezoning issue. And so I just want to, always just want to extend that. If you've got something you want to talk to me about and a front porch setting might be the best, please just reach out to me. I think we had about 4 or 5, and this goes for anybody in the audience or anybody that might be listening. Just reach out to me. Let's get together on the front porch and let's talk about what's on your mind. So I really enjoyed that I was requested, and really enjoyed the conversation that I got to have with some people. So I really like that informal, easy setting. So that concludes my report for the evening. Thank you. All right. At this time, we will take any public comments to the council on non-agenda items. And once again, please have your slip for the clerk there so that she can accurately record your name and your subject matter and your address.
Do we have some reports?
It comes after this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Still not used to it.
You know where to find you, Heidi.
Yeah, you know where to find me. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. I first wanted to thank everyone for their donations. I've received the check that for the first time ever, every single one of you contributed to that check, which was amazing for us. But I just wanted to start coming down here every few months and giving you an update on what exactly we're doing in the city of Irondale. Because when I was here and spoke last time, I felt like a lot of you didn't know what all we do. So I just want to give you an update on what we have going on for the next couple of months and what we've been doing since I was here last. So we completed the resource room at Grantswood Elementary School. Some of the funds we received from the city went towards that. Our Blessing Sack program is, of course, still ongoing with 95 children from the city of Irondale enrolled in that. The Blessing Sack program is food, supplemental food for over the weekend for anybody who isn't aware what that is. Our comfort toys were delivered to the Irondale Police Department today, which was 280 individual packages of toys that go in the back of each police car. It's 7 bags of toys per car that are given out in car accidents, domestic violence situations. They're used to build a relationship between a child and the officer. Those were delivered today. We also had a booth at National Night Out with a partnership with the police department where we had over 100 children fill out waivers to jump in our bounce houses, which says a lot to me about National Night Out. It's also grown a lot that we had over 100 children participate. Let me see what else we have. We have an ongoing outdoor service project that's going on with landscaping at Grantswood. It started today and will continue on for the next 3 months. And then we started today our Christmas program that will provide Christmas for 250 children in the city of Irondale. So if you are interested, have a box of church, a small group, a classroom, and you would like one of our toy drop boxes, you can reach out to me through our Heidi's Kids Facebook or any of our websites, Instagram, and I will get you a toy drop box. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other comments to the council on non-agenda items? Yes, ma'am. If you'd like to go ahead and hand it out first.
Thank you.
My name is Judy Wilson. The only thing I'm bringing up is in the past several different times, there's been statements that during a discussion about things that are going on brought before the council, that if we don't agree with it, that we should just pack up our bags, sell our property, and move from Irondale. Well, I got to thinking about, we all pledged allegiance to the flag tonight, every time before the council meeting. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic to which it stands. Well, one of the wonderful things is the amendments to the Constitution. And number 1 says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That's just the number 1. And that's what I wanted to bring up tonight, that even though we disagree, that we still respect our leadership, and we should respect one another as citizens. So even though we disagree, we don't have to get so hot over it that we forget why the wonderful privilege we have of living here and living in the United States of America. So let's try to work together, talk together, as David is saying, to work things out and to find ways to compromise. Compromise is not a 4-letter word. It's much longer. So let's work together and not disparage one another. You get nowhere doing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments to the council on non-agenda items? With no other comments on non-agenda items, we will go ahead and look for any reports from any boards or non-council committees.
I know we've kind of already mentioned the donations for the hurricane victims, but I just wanted to thank you all that donated. We were overwhelmed. We came in on Saturday before we were going to take the donations and actually separated everything out. It was a fun time. We had wives and fiancés and stuff there helping. My kids enjoyed it. But we got all that together and loaded the 24-foot trailer, and we knew we had a little bit more stuff coming. So we had a little room for that. And then Sunday, I started getting phone calls about what we had coming in. So then we came Sunday evening and filled the 30-foot trailer. And then we had a 20-foot utility trailer that we filled with water. And they were very appreciative when we got there. We took it to Swain County, North Carolina. It was an EMS station there. It was just outside of about 30 minutes away from any damaged area. But some of the things we got were like a lot of dog food, which they were happy to see. But they called me the next day and said that one of the ag centers in one of the harder hit areas had called the next day and said they were out of dog food. So they were able to ship all that there the next day. So we were very happy about that. We also, first time I've ever seen a pet first aid kit, but we had a few of those donated and they had not seen any either. So that was kind of a cool thing that we were able to bring. And they had at 8 o'clock that morning, Aniana they had a bunch of donations from surrounding departments, but they had brought an 18-wheeler full of stuff. And by the time we got there at 2:30 that afternoon, they had already shipped it out to where it needed to go. And that building was empty before we put all the stuff we had back in there. So thank you all for that. That was a tremendous effort from the whole city, and we appreciate it. We took it up there that Monday and got back about a little over 500-mile trip there and back. And I had people just ringing my phone wanting to volunteer to go. So just a good cause, and we appreciate the support. And then last week on Thursday, when the hurricane was about to hit Florida, we got some requests from Florida for some engine strike teams, which would be a battalion chief and 5 fire engines for each strike team. Alabama was able to put up 2 strike teams within a matter of 24 hours and having them ready to go. And that's just been a lot of work through the chiefs associations. What used to take a couple of days, we were able to do in 24 hours, have people ready to go. And so it was kind of amazing, even though they didn't get to go, to be a part of that and to be ready, and that the mayor and the city council has supported us enough to have the equipment, to have the personnel to be able to go help others when there's a time of need, and we're still able to take care of our citizens here without them losing any of the great service that we're able to provide. So we appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other reports of any boards or any other non-council committees? Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. I am Jackie Crandall, the current president for the Friends of the Irondale Public Library. I was last here to give an update in June, and that was right around the start of the summer reading program. And previously I'd spoken about our membership renewal initiatives. So I wanted to give a little bit of an update of kind of what's been going on and then looking ahead. So summer reading program was a huge success. The library had over 250 people sign up to join in summer reading program, and 77% of those people actively participated in logging their reading, joining in the programs and things like that. During the time of summer reading program, which was kind of late May through the end of July, over 16,000 items were checked out from the library. So think about that. Our library is so well used. So that includes books, movies, downloads for streaming services or like audiobooks through the Libby app, different things like that. So 16,000 items were checked out in that time frame. The Friends were able to participate in the Yoamo Irondale Festival that happened recently. That was a really great experience for us. We have been at many community events, but this one was a first for us. We were able to partner with the Shades Valley High School students that are bilingual through Miss Baxter, who is an ELA instructor at Shades Valley. She was helped connect us to some students who were looking for some community service hours. And so we were able to hand out some of our typical library resources that we hand out at normal festivals that include kind of what our resources are, what the hours of operation, how to get a library card. But we were also able to get those translated into Spanish and provide those resources in Spanish. So we were really excited about that. And then last, we are in this initiative to try to reach 75 by 75. We want 75 members and $75,000 by the 75th birthday of the library, which is in July of 2026. So we've got time. But to give you an update on how we're doing, we currently have 47 members. So we're over halfway there for our members, and we've already raised $16,000. So we're really excited about that. So looking ahead, next week is National Friends of Library Week. This is a national event celebrated October 20th through 26th, in which it's just an opportunity to recognize friends, organizations with libraries, and kind of the work they do, and recognition for that. So we're excited to be able to celebrate that. Tomorrow, October 16th, we are kind of anticipating Friends Week. And so we have friends that will be in the library all day from 9:30 to 6 during library hours. We have a table set up with fresh apples, some caramel apple lollipops, and even some caramel shoes if you want something sweeter than a fresh apple. But we would love to just be able to greet patrons as they come into the library. Again, share who we are and what we do, and hopefully gain some new members. Also, the library's used book sale is starting on Friday, October 18th. And this is a great opportunity where you can purchase a bag from the library for $1 and you can fill it with as many items as you want. So used books, there are usually some used DVDs there as well. So that's a really fun opportunity. I generally end up restocking my bookshelves during that time. Our next business meeting for the Friends is Monday, November 4th. We meet in the meeting room at 6 p.m. We'll be hosting leadership delegation, along with continuing discussion for our ongoing plans. We are looking at some exciting events for 2025 in conjunction with the opening of the new library, our annual author event that we host each year, and then looking ahead to the 75th birthday party in 2026. So there are a lot of really great things coming for the library, and we're excited to be a part of that. After our November meeting, we do not meet again until February. So kind of get a little break and things slow down through the holidays. But again, thank you for just supporting the library and the Friends, and we're happy to be a part of it all.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other reports from any boards or non-council committees? All right, we will move on. We're going to go ahead and enter into the deliberation phase of our agenda. Most everything is in our consent agenda, so we'll go through that and talk about that and see if that needs to stay there, and then we'll transition into our regular agenda, and then we'll do our public hearings as they occur in order. Not going to worry about talking about those ahead of time. That being said, item number 1 under the consent agenda, resolve that resolution 2024 R170A amends resolution 2024 R170 to include dispatch as a city department. Housekeeping item. I understand what it's about, Mayor. Is there anything that you would like to say about this?
No, that other than this department has been, well, not the department, but this has been operating in the city for quite some time. It has always been up under the police department. However, it serves the fire department as well. We decided to better align it with what's going on at the city, that we would just separate it out, allow it to be its own department, and it still will be serving police and fire.
Yes, sir. Councilman London?
No question.
Councilwoman Quayle?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
Oh, no, I'm good with it. Thank you.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
I'm good as well. Do we agree to leave this on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. Item number 2, resolve the resolution 2024 R179 approves the city holidays for 25. Ms. Leanne, this has got your name on it. Anything you care to say?
It's just the same as last year, just different dates. Changed the date.
Nothing added, nothing removed. Councilman Linden?
No question.
Councilwoman Quayle?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No, I'm good with these.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, I'm good as well. Do we agree to leave this on consent?
Yes.
Yes. Item number 3, resolve the resolution 2024 R180 declare certain items from the Parks Department as surplus items and authorizes the disposal of such property by Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee through sale at www.govdeals.com or by donation. Mr. Pennington, this has your name beside it. Is there anything you would like to say about this particular item? See the door. I don't know.
Just when we cleaned out the park to do the renovations, there was some old pitching machines in there that was of some value. it's a nets, and that's what we're surplusing.
But nothing that we would want to retain. Copy. Councilman Lynn, any questions for Mr. Pennington?
Were they in, yes, good enough shape for the high school could use? Maybe not, yes?
They've been sitting, I would say no.
No.
They've been sitting for probably 10 years
Even if they have a little WD-40 on it
in
or
the
something?
warehouse. They were rusted pretty bad.
No nothing WD-40 can help? Nothing?
No, they were of little value, but we're going to surplus them. So
Okay, just want to check. Thank you.
Councilwoman Cuellar, any questions for Mr. Pennington?
No, you provided the information I was going to ask how old they were. Thank you.
Councilman Box?
John already asked, so we're good.
Councilman Sims?
No questions. Thank you.
All right, and I'm good as well. Thank you. Do we agree to leave this on consent?
Yes.
Yes. Item number 4, resolve that resolution 2024 R181 authorizes the allocation of public funds to Irondale Middle School in the amount of $855 from the 24-25 FY discretionary fund of Counselor John London to be used exclusively for Irondale Middle School girls basketball team. Councilman London, would you like to introduce?
Yes, Mayor and I, again, we had this conversation back in, at the league meeting, and the girls' basketball team at the middle school need new uniforms. So this is part of the initiative to make sure they're having the same thing that the boys have. If the boy can have new uniforms, our girls should have new uniforms too. So I told them I'll purchase them some uniforms for this season.
Okay. Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
I'm good with it.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
I'm good as well. We agree to leave this on consent?
Yes.
Yes. Item number 5, resolve that resolution 2024 R182 declares the ribbon cutting at Trails by the Rails Dog Park at Ellard Park as a 2024 city event. Mayor Sarah, this is just a housekeeping item.
Yes, we just had a few items that we wanted to provide as we celebrate the opening of the dog park. We wanted to make sure that it was approved by the city council as a public event.
Okay, thank you, sir. Councilman London?
Cost, do we have it in there?
$1,800.
I missed that price somewhere. That's it. That's all I had.
Okay. Councilwoman Cuellar?
And this is budgeted, is it not, Mayor Stewart?
It would come out of community events.
Thank you.
Councilman Box?
They asked my questions.
Councilman Sims?
No further questions.
And no further questions myself. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Item number 6, resolve the resolution 2024 R183 accepts the assignment of deed of conservation easement for the property located at John Rogers Drive, Birmingham, Alabama, from Heritage Preservation Trust, Inc. to the city, and authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee to execute an assignment and acceptance of the deed of conservation easement. Chief McDaniel, this has your name beside it. Do you care to say anything about it? Mayor, do you want to, is there anything that you can say about it?
I'm gonna let the city
Okay,
attorney
there.
speak to it.
Gotcha.
This is basically a deed that would transfer the underlying, conservation easement on the actual property owned by the city to where that easement itself would also be owned by the city. So with, any item that the city does development wise to this particular, property, then the actual conservation easement would have to be complied with by the city itself. And so it just basically takes away the third party, and it leaves the conservation easement terms, but it just allows the city to govern itself.
Understood. Councilman London?
No.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
That was a very close to a layman's explanation, so.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
I agree. Well done there, legal. Do we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Item number 7, resolve that resolution 2024 R184 authorizes the payment of public funds in the amount of $1,524.40 to Freshwater Land Trust from the 24-25 FY discretionary fund of Councilor Cindy Cuellar to be used exclusively for signage at the Cahaba River Walk. Councilwoman Cuellar.
Yes, actually, this goes back last year when was going out there quite a bit. Jenny Brown had invited me to come, and we noticed that that there are a lot of people that are coming to the Cahaba River Trail, even during the week, and there is a need to have bilingual signage because many aren't aware of the do's and don'ts. And in talking with the Freshwater Land Trust, because it is their property and we're using the trail with their blessing, talking with them, I had mentioned what can we do about teaming up and coming up with a bilingual sign. I'm happy to help you with it. And long story short, we finally got it. And I said, I'm happy to provide the discretionary funds under one condition. We are going through branding right now, and I would like to see the city's new logo there. And so they waited, and we now have the sign. You've gotten pictures of it. I've gone to check it out, and it's really, really well done. It helps our police department, helps our fire department, because we now have English and Spanish. And so those who visit know, keep your pets on a leash. Make sure that you don't have any glass containers because that's harmful. And so there are 8. You may have seen those on the signage. And I'm just really happy with the way that it turned out. I was happy to help them in this effort.
Nice. Councilman London, any questions for Councilman Quayle?
No question.
Okay. Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
Myself, no questions. Fantastic idea. Thanks for getting it done. Do we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Item number 8, resolve that resolution 2024 R185 appoints Madeline, help me with the last name. Thank you very much, Buchanan, as a trustee for the library board for a term ending on September 30th of 2028. Ms. Wilson, this has got your name on it. Do you want to come up and introduce her? Do y'all want to just respond to any questions?
She's been on the library board for about 3 years, I guess now.
Mhm.
And the library board terms of 4 years. And she has to be reappointed.
Copy.
Right here.
Gotcha. Councilman Lennon, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Just a comment, Ms. Buchanan, thank you so much for serving on the board. Really appreciate it.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
No questions.
And myself, no questions, but a thank you. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Item number 8, resolve that resolution, this would be under the regular agenda, resolve that resolution 2024 R186 authorizes the acceptance of 2 proposals from Gonzalez Strength and Associates, Inc. for professional services for landscaping, architecture, and graphics related to the design of gateway monuments for the city in an amount not to exceed $122,000 and authorizes the execution of such by Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. or his designee. Mayor, would you like to introduce this item? Pretty clear cut.
Yes, this is a part of Blueprint Irondale. You know, it talked about working on the gateways, and as we move into FY25, we want to make sure that we're still continuing to focus on some of the projects that come out of Blueprint Irondale. So the first thing is that we wanted to redesign the gateway on exit 27 off of 459. A lot of people think that they're in the city of Birmingham when they see all the wonderful dealerships and everything that we have out there on that exit. We want to make sure that we design it to let people know that they're not in the city of Birmingham, but they're in Irondale. And then the second one is to redesign coming into the city from Crestwood Boulevard. We make sure that we have a design coming in to the city. I've also had discussions with ALDOT to see if they can clean up the bridge. I don't think anything has hit that bridge in quite some time, but we're going to work with them to be able to clean that area up. But we also want to make sure that when people enter into the city from that direction, that they know that they're coming into the city of Irondale. And also, this has nothing to do with those 2 gateways, but since we've made such a large investment into Ruffner Park, I've also had conversations with Norfolk Southern of identifying the individuals, or how do we go about getting with the individuals that own the underpasses and everything that we need to be able to get to the park. It'd be a sad travesty to be able to have a magnificent park and have visitors coming into the city, and the first thing they see as a gateway is where the trains go across the tracks. And I don't know if any TLC has been given to that in quite some time. So the goal this year is to make sure that we clean up and beautify and make everything aesthetically pleasing, to let people know that you're now entering into the city of Irondale, and this is how we do it.
Councilman Linden?
I guess the only question is funding source.
The funding source will come from management and consultants, and that'll come out of the general fund.
Councilwoman Quayle?
Just one other question. Mayor Stewart, do we by chance have some examples of gateway monuments that they've done for other clients? And if so, could you please send us samples of what they've done?
Okay, I do not have anything of what they've designed for other people, because we are not looking at what other municipalities have. We're designing this strictly for what the city of Irondale, what the people in the city of Irondale want. You'll get a chance to be able to see whatever is, nothing will be constructed or put into the ground until we get consensus that everybody's on the same page.
All right, so what you're saying is we'll have a chance to see what they've drawn up.
Yes, you'll get a chance to be able to see the design and everything before we move forward.
So when we approve this, when do you think they'll be able to get started?
Well, they'll be able to get started as soon as we approve it, but the timeline on when I will be able to bring something back to you, I'm not going to give you a date at this time because I'm not sure, but I will keep you updated on the process.
Very good, thank you.
Councilman Box?
No, that pretty much answers any question I had as well. Thank you.
Okay. Councilman Sims?
I think it's great. We're trying to bring more people into Irondale, and we need them to, the front of the house needs to look amazing. So let's work on that. I'm all about it. Thank you.
Thank you. And my only comment here, which is more of a question, is since we do have an identified funding source with funds in it, would anybody be have any heartburn about this going on consent?
Nope.
Nope.
Everybody's nodding in the affirmative. We're good? All right.
Yes.
All right. If we can make note of that when the agenda is introduced. And the last two items are public hearings. We're not going to go into that now. We'll wait till we get past all that. Then we'll go into the public hearings after the fact, since they're going to have their own comment section. All right. So that being done, with deliberation over, I ask for an approval of the form of the agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the form of the agenda as states, with item 1 through 8 on consent and moving item 9 to consent.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Now that we have an approved agenda, now we would accept comments on agenda items only. The public hearing comments would be during the public hearing, so I'm not asking for those at this moment.
Judith Wilson, 3510 Belmont Road. Thank y'all for being, that we can access the agenda packets, I guess you call them. And I read over the extended, this is for resolution R186. It's very informative. And it says we're going to have a gateway, not a, but multiple gateway monuments for the city. And this amount, 122,000, is strictly for the services right now. That is not for the monuments, correct?
Right.
So, and in reading that, I was reading where it has, it's going to have water. So I guess we're going to have a fountain. Is that true? We're going to have water fountain at the monument or monuments? It just seems like it's going to be really grandiose is a big word. We have two signs, and I know they're old, and one's not really functional. But it just seems like it's really, really, as I said, pretty grandiose for the city of Irondale. And again, like I said, this amount here is not for the monuments, correct? Thanks.
Any other comments on agenda items only? Okay. All right. And I would just say there might be some sprinkler systems involved because I know some of our monuments do have sprinkler systems on there, so it could be more than a couple of things. So, but we look forward to the drawings. All right, with no other comments on agenda items only, we'll go ahead and move through our agenda. Comments on it. I would ask for a approval of the consent agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Since item 9 from the regular was added to consent, we're going to go ahead and bypass that. Thank y'all. We're going to go ahead and jump into our public hearings. If I could get a motion, we're going to have two. We're going to go into one, come out of one, go into the second one, come out of the second one. All right. So that being said, can I get a motion to enter a public hearing?
Motion to enter public hearing.
Second.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Resolve that resolution 2024 R187 declares the property at 1809 4th Avenue South, Irondale, Alabama 35210 a public nuisance and orders its abatement. If you would be so kind enough to speak on this.
I guess 1809 has been fully through the abatement process. All we're waiting on now is council approval. I think we have some people here in the crowd that's want to speak for it.
Okay.
But both of these projects have been through full abatement process.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir. Do we have anyone here to speak for the abatement of this property? For the abatement.
No, he's not for.
He's not for, he's against. Okay, cool. Anybody for the abatement of this property? Councilman Lennon, any questions for Mr. Kennedy?
Have we dealt with this property before? We dealt with the one right next door.
Right next door.
He fully redone it.
Okay.
Yeah, he made a beautiful property.
Okay.
Yeah. Councilman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
I would like to reserve my questions till we hear from the gentleman that's going to speak on.
Okay. And I don't have any questions at this time, so there's no more for the abatement. I would now hear comments against the abatement. If you'd like to come on up, sir. Yes, 1809 is the property being discussed at this moment. I'll just need you to supply your name and address to Miss Lee before you get started.
The address where I live now, or,
Either professional address or home address.
okay, 15920 Lake Cyrus Drive, Hoover, 35244. And this is for 1809, and I'm this, wanna seek a Nike extension for work it out on the property.
Okay. So, panel, he's asking for an extension. I know that we've reviewed this property before. So you're against the abatement and you're asking for an extension. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm just working out with the situation what I got there.
Yes.
I already cleaned up everything what they told me the first time,
Okay.
and I just needed time so we can work it out on outside and exterior.
Okay.
So trying to make it
Okay.
look better.
Councilman Lennon, any questions for the gentleman?
So are you trying to make this home your home?
Yes,
or
yes.
So you're trying to move into this?
Yeah.
Into this?
Well, actually, my daughter planned to move it there.
So you're trying to move her into this house?
Yes, sir.
So, and you're asking for an extension to do?
Wait, yeah, to work it out for outside.
To clean up around?
No, we already cleaned up everything there.
True, that's true. He's cleaned up around the property?
I haven't
been there today, no, sir, I haven't checked. Okay.
So I have a picture here. I don't know if
So this is gonna be your daughter's primary resident? Once you
Yes.
finish working,
Mhm.
fixing it up?
yeah, that's right.
What's that timeline?
I'm say 2 months.
2 months?
Yes, sir.
To have it where it's livable for her?
Yeah,
2
correct.
months, take 2
Yeah.
months.
Mhm.
I'm good with it if this council is good. 2 months?
Councilman Cuellar?
Yes, sir, what is your name?
Lucio
Lucio.
Mejia.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
So you're saying you'll get it, she should be able to move in 2 months?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you owned the property?
For For the 2020,
20.
Mhm.
Okay. Greg, he said that he would like 2 months to go on and get it livable.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it something that we can do and get it livable so that his daughter can live in the property?
I would just want some immediate progress because this one's been on
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
on everybody's radar for a little while, nothing's been done. So you're the owner of the house?
yes, sir.
You are. I've never met him before, that's the
Okay.
first time I've met him.
Yeah, yeah,
Miss-
actually, we never received any kind of type
Okay.
the paper to say you have to do something.
See, all the letters went out, that's why I was asking you as the owner, because somebody received it certified.
Right.
All the documents were mailed, and we have verification of that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was asking you as the owner.
Yeah.
Everything was sent.
Yeah.
Mr. Lucio, could you please meet with the gentleman, Mr. Cochran? He's our building inspector.
Oh, okay.
And if you could kindly meet with him, you exchange phone numbers, and this way he can stay in touch with you.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, that's all the comments I have.
Councilman Box?
Yeah, I guess my comment would be if, Mr. Lucio, so are you affiliated with RB Tax Investment LLC?
Yes.
Is that that's your company or are you
No,
just?
no. This company buy the tax. They pay my taxes for a couple of years, and we pay back everything, and
Okay,
they
so-
work it out now on the DIM and everything.
So you have the deed to it now. The RB Tax Investments does not have the deed to this place. You actually have the deed now.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that was my only question. Thank you.
Okay. Councilman Sims?
I think a rehab property with someone living in it is a lot better than having a lot that no one will ever live in. I'm willing to give 90 days, show a lot of progress, talk to the building inspector, get everything the way it needs to be as quick as possible. And let's have a new resident and an amazing house in the neighborhood.
My comments would be, has it been a year since this was up? It's been about a year, and I know we put a stay on it. It appears that maybe a different company was owning it at that time. He's just recently gotten the deed in his name. Would you agree?
Yes, sir, I'm not sure yet. I haven't, like I said, I
Copy.
have questions
Okay.
after this, I wasn't sure.
Understood. I know that we had similar issues with the house next door. We gave the gentleman a timeline and he got it looking real good. It's an older house. It's in our historical district. The thought line of tearing it down just breaks my heart, so, you said 60 days. That's a very concise timeline to make substantial improvements to make it livable. Are you prepared for that financially?
Yeah, we're actually asking for 1 more month, so this makes sure we have, but I think we can make in 2 months.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, if I can give 3 months, they'd be better to me.
Okay.
They not be like
Okay.
much pressure, but I think we can make in 2 months.
Okay. So Councilman Linden, he mentioned 60 days
Right.
originally in his introduction. Councilman Sims has offered 90. Do you concur with Councilman
I'm
Sims?
good with it, with the 2 months will let us know that he's making progress. We can
Okay.
always extend it, we know that, we can always.
Yeah, we can always
Come
extend
back
it.
and extend it, but if you want to just do the 90 days now, I'm good with that, if
Okay.
council with that.
Councilwoman
I'm
Quaid,
good
you're
with
nodding the
90.
affirmative.
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yeah, I'm good with 90, but
Council-
definitely having the understanding that there's got to be progress.
Yeah.
Significant.
Councilman Sims?
Good.
Okay.
Legal,
So
legal
you've got
has
a
a
90-day
question.
extension. I highly
Council
recommend.
President, legal has a question.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So
Yes.
before any grace is given, please show proof of ownership to our building inspector
Sure,
to ensure
yeah.
that we hold the
Yeah, we
deed.
have something here in my phone, but
Okay.
maybe we can show better.
Okay.
papers too.
I'll verify it.
Yeah.
Copy. Thank you, sir. Anyone else before we enter public hearing? Anybody else against the demolition of this property? The abatement of this property? Okay. With no other further comments, I would go ahead and ask for that we exit our public hearing. Yes, sir.
Could you, with permission of the mayor, could you email it, once you verify that, could you email it to council? Yes, sir, I sure will. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I ask for a motion to leave public hearing.
Motion to leave public hearing?
Second.
It's motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you very much for your time, sir. We'll make a decision here in just a moment.
Okay.
Thank you. Mhm. All right, let's go ahead and go into our second public hearing. Motion for entering a public hearing.
Motion to leave council meeting and enter a public hearing.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. That would be resolved that resolution 2024 R188 declares the property at 1908 4th Avenue South, Irondale, Alabama, 35210 a public nuisance and orders its abatement. I'm familiar with the property. What would you like to tell us, sir?
Same thing. I haven't spoke with the owners on this one.
Okay.
I think Kenton said he talked to somebody on it and they was willing to tear it down themselves, but we haven't heard.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything else. I just wanted to go through the council
process.
approval just in case they did.
Okay. Is there anyone here to represent this case? Okay. Any questions for the gentleman, Councilman London? Okay. Councilwoman Cuellar, any questions from Mr.
No,
Cochran?
this is one that, going to the abatement board meetings, have been dealing with for a while.
Yeah. Councilman Box?
So no apparent progress whatsoever on any rehab of it. Okay, thank you.
Councilman Sims?
Again, I hate to tear down a house in an area that
That's a pretty one,
needs
too.
a house. I mean, is it feasible to save the house if someone were willing?
It's like, it's, if it keeps carrying on, it's gonna be no hope for it.
And so we have had contact with the owner in the past, just apparently not in a while.
Yeah, well, I was told someone was gonna be here tonight to speak against it, but I no one here. Last I heard, they was gonna tear it down themselves. The neighbor owns it.
Oh. No questions.
Okay.
It's been getting weather in it for a long time with holes in the roof.
Yeah.
Pretty bad shape.
I remember looking at this house 10 years ago when it was unoccupied at that time and spoke to the neighbor about it and everything. And it's a shame because it's a pretty house that has a lot of historical features to it. But at the end of the day, it's been at least a decade, So anyone for the abatement of this house, for the abatement? Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to speak for there's a neighbor that lives 2 doors down. My name is Gretchen Thiel. I live at 2205 2nd Avenue North. But there's a neighbor 2 doors down that lives on the corner that has told me that he's seen pretty large rodents and animals coming in and out of the roof of the building. So it's pretty bad.
Thank you, Ms. Gretchen.
Thank you.
Any other comments for the abatement? Any comments against the abatement? Last time, any comments against the abatement? With no more comments, I would ask that we leave this public hearing.
Motion to leave public hearing.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so tending to our last 2 remaining items, if I could get a motion on resolution 2024 R187.
I make a motion that resolution 2024-R-187 be extended with 90 days, provided that we have proof of ownership by means of a deed.
Legal, are you satisfied with her introduction?
The understanding we have with the gentleman is that if he can provide the deed, which he says he has, he will then have 90 days to make improvements to the home so that someone can live in it. Right. Yes. Yes. Okay.
A 90-day postponement with proof of ownership through the copy of the deed.
And work done on the house.
Yeah, substantial,
Substantial-
livable.
Substantial work.
We have an introduction on this motion.
Second.
Motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
90 days, sir. Item number 11, if someone could go ahead and move 2024 R188.
I'll make a motion that resolution 2024 R188 be approved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that motion passes. We have no executive session or anything else to tend to tonight, so I ask for a motion. Motion to adjourn,
Second.
seconded by, I'm going to give that one to Councilman Sims. All in favor?